Hello. Now we will start our new video that is about the keys. So what are the keys and why we use it? So that kind of stuff we will discuss in this video. So first of all, we will discuss about the relational constraints. What is the relational constraints are there? As you all know that what is a relational means we have the tables like tables. We have to use the tables to set the data inside it. So we have a table 1 t1 and table 2 t2 and so on. There are various tables where we have to store our data at the hard disk level. So somehow this table has been linked to this one table, so that is called the relational. So we have to put the data into the tables, and we know that these tables are linked with somehow with each other. And the constraints are the conditions that how we fill the data in these tables. There are some restrictions over there, so we have to fulfill those restrictions. We have to follow some conditions so that our data must be related to each other, but and not be anomalous kind of behavior shown by these tables. Okay, whenever we try to insert the data, we try to delete some data, so there will be some conditions on the data when we have to fill the data inside the tables. So what are these? These restrictions are called the constraints on the relational table. So first of all, we will so this is all about the basic term of the relational constraints. So, and the second thing I would like to discuss about that one, that what is the basic condition in this one. For example, this is the table t1 and table t2. Okay, we have discussed earlier the implied table, right? So implied table, and we have the three attributes in this relation: imply id, imply name, and imply salary. Okay, so means maybe there is imply id 1 and imply name a and salary is 10,000, and there is some other imply also, but the other imply that doesn't have the same three values. Means this is a tuple t1 and the tuple t2 doesn't have the same three values. Maybe both imply have the same name, both imply have the same salary, but their imply id must be different. So this is the restriction that two tuples cannot be same with every value. There must be there these two attributes are same, these two attributes are same, so these both values are same, but the tuple t1 with different from the tuple t2 at the level of the attribute eid, so imply id. So both tuples must be different. Two tuples cannot be same. This is the restriction, this is the constraints over the relational constraint. So this is this must be fulfilled, that one, to fill the data into the database. So no two tuples having same values in every attribute. So it is the must. This is the first restriction. Okay, this is the first restriction. Now the second one. What is the second restriction? So so over this, because of this, what happens? Because of this, the all the attributes, if I combine all the attributes eid, imply name, and imply salary, if I taken these three attributes, means every attribute of the relation imply, these all are unique, for every tuple, every row, because every row must be different. So if I taken these three values from a table, so these three values if I taken from the table, so every tuple must be unique. So because of this uniqueness, if I tell you this thing, so these three if I taken these three attributes, if I uniquely identify a tuple, then this is called super key. This is called super key. So what is a super key? If I able to uniquely identify each tuple with those one attributes, then it is called a super key. So now second term is, this is the second concept in this video, and the second term is, what is the minimal key, minimal super key, not the minimum super key. I'm talking about the minimal super key. Minimal super key is the key by which the minimum number of attribute with the minimal number of attributes, if we are able to uniquely identify the tuple. Each tuple, okay, if we able to uniquely identify each tuple, then it is called the minimum super key. So what is the meaning by that one? It is just a fancy description, but what is meant by this one? So as you know, employee table has the three attribute: EID, ename, and eSalary. Okay, so EID, ename, and eSalary, these are the three attributes of the relation employee. So what is the meaning by minimal super key? If I eliminate one of the column like ename, because ename is not able to uniquely identify the tuple, is not capable of doing that because the two employees have the same name. So maybe EID and eSalary is also able to uniquely identify tuple, right? It is identify the tuple, so it is also capable of doing this one. So this is also called a super key. So this is also called a super key. And the third one is, this is also called a super key. And the third one, if EID or ename, because both having the same maybe two employees, three employees having the same salary, so EID and ename of the employee table is also making a super key. So set of possible values, set of possible collection is called a super key. This is also called a super key. So simple EID, a single attribute of the employee table, is also capable of uniquely identify the tuple, so it is also called a super key. So how many super keys are possible with this one table with the three attributes? So how many super keys are available? So one is with every attribute like EID, ename, and eSalary with three attributes. This is a super key. With EID, and ename, with EID, not ename, with eSalary, single EID. So these are all the super keys. Okay, these 3, 4 super keys are available. We can take any super key as a key because each super key is capable of identifying the identifying the uniquely identifying each tuple. So any super key you can taken as a key. Okay, means so key is the minimal super key which is capable of uniquely identifying each tuple. Okay, so each tuple, so that is called a key. So if we have we have a multiple super keys, and we can choose any one key from the multiple super keys as a minimal super keys that is capable of uniquely identifying each tuple. So in the table we will just underline the things to show that it is a key. If I am drawing the table, employee table, so EID and name is salary. So whatever key I have been taken, so I will just underline that one column, that one attribute, so that it will showing that I am taking EID as a key for the employee table. That is EID I am taken as a key, okay, for the table employee, for the relation employee. So this is all about the both keys, like super keys as well as for the key, and how many keys, super keys, are possible for each relation, the number of possible permutations, you can say that, okay, how many combinations we can do that with that one super keys. So that is all about the super keys and the keys.